Hello and good morning. Welcome to Matcha Mornings with Diane. I am your host, Diane. I am a performing artist based in New York, and welcome to my podcast. Today is February 26th. It is a Wednesday. And yeah, today is a sunny day in New York, which is just such a great thing because we are still in winter, but today it is quite warm. I believe it's like in the high 40s, and I think we're also reaching the 50s today. So that is something to be grateful for. And yeah, here I am sitting with my matcha. And yeah, ready to talk to you guys on this first episode of mine on stillness. So the past week, I was actually able to give myself a week to slow down, to reflect, to hibernate, to retreat after working so hard. And I don't know about you guys, but the first few weeks of 2025 have been a lot. They have been so chaotic, and I'm not necessarily an astrology girly. I don't follow these things to a T, but when I come across this information and it resonates, I'm like, why not, right? It also helps me, I guess, somewhat affirm things that have been coming up, or like where my emotional and mental state have been. And so, yeah, apparently Mars has been in retrograde, and that's why things have been a little chaotic or somewhat stagnant. And now that it's no longer in retrograde, like I think finally early this week, it is finally direct, something like that. And so things are supposed to feel a little better. But anyway, I kind of digress. I gave myself the week to slow down last week after having a performance on the 15th, February 15th, which is actually the day after my birthday. Yes, I was born on Valentine's Day. And yeah, I just turned 28. So I think I really needed the past week to reflect, to just be, to rest, to recover, and yeah, just really enjoy myself when I'm not yearning for anything. I think it's so easy to forget who we are and to embrace who we are when we're not busy, when we're not attaching ourselves to certain identities, when we're not attached to what we do in our lives. And I think it is such a beautiful gift to give to ourselves. And it is essential to actually tune into ourselves every now and then, to slow down and see where we're at and address certain things that are coming up. I think for me, it was really a reflective period because a lot of things have been coming up for me emotionally. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I just turned 28 and I just had a big performance. And so I've just really been going at it and hustling. And don't get me wrong, I love to hustle. I am very type A. I'm very ambitious. And so slowing down is normally the hardest thing for me to do. But I'm so proud of myself that I was able to do that the past week. And I actually really enjoyed it because in the stillness, I was able to remember who I am when I'm stripped off of these identities, when I'm not a dancer, when I'm not that friend, when I'm not that daughter, that sister. You know, it's easy to know ourselves when we have already attached ourselves to our identities. But who are we really when we're not those things? I remember one of my reflections on my journal last week. I ended my journal entry with, "Who am I when I'm not yearning for something? Who am I when I'm not caught up with all of these responsibilities and these tasks that I have to do? Or who am I when I'm not doing anything as a means to an end?" It's great to be ambitious. I mean, I think it is such a wonderful trait. And yeah, there's nothing wrong about that. But I think it's also important to give ourselves the time to slow down and really know who we truly are without any kind of certain external validation. And yeah, just really knowing who we are at the core internally. So yeah, I'm just really glad I was able to give myself that week to really love on myself and really embrace this person, and yeah, just really appreciate and love who I am when I'm not out there, when I'm not seeking external validation. And so yeah, I think apart from that, just like being still has allowed me to address certain things that have been coming up. I think there has been a lot of grief on my end, grief over old identities that I am slowly shedding. Because, yeah, I mean, I have come so far, and I think there's just like something about turning 28 that hits you that, oh my goodness, like I'm no longer this person. And these old identities of myself no longer align with me. And so I have to let them go. And yeah, I think it's actually hard to let go of things that we've grown familiar to, things that we've clung onto for so long. It is hard, but it is also necessary in order for us to grow and to be able to have that transformation and to keep thriving in life. I know for myself that letting go is one of the hardest things for me, because yeah, I am so driven and I thrive with structure, some sort of consistency. And so yeah, I think just like in general, slowing down and letting go, like those two things are very challenging for me. But I was able to do it last week because I gave myself the time to be still, to slow down and really know who I am without the external world kind of giving me that motivation to be this kind of person, and without this need to do something to prove myself. And so yeah, I think that's what's been so beautiful about having that week of stillness. And I really hope that I'll be able to give myself more of those moments. I mean, I think apart from that, the week of stillness that I had allowed me to really reinforce my morning routine, because I know that I won't always have the privilege or a lengthened period of time to be that still, because life gets busy. And honestly, I also love busy. I love being busy, but there needs to be some sort of balance. And yeah, I think having the morning routine just allows me and affords me those moments of like stillness and really just pouring into my cup first, showing up for myself first before showing up for the world. So yeah, I think that whole week was also just really reinforcing my morning routine and really being consistent with that, because this is like how I can consistently incorporate stillness in my days. Apart from that, the stillness has also allowed me to take a step back and celebrate how far I've come. I think oftentimes when we're so busy and we live such busy lives, we forget to take a step back and actually celebrate what we've accomplished, how far we've come. And as someone who is very ambitious, I know that I am guilty of that sometimes, that I forget to even celebrate and allow myself to be proud of myself with how far I've come. Because, yeah, I think we're so used to always thinking about what comes next, what's next for me, what can I do next, that, yeah, we don't even give ourselves the moment to be like, oh, wait, I have come this far. I have accomplished this. Like, this is like my new life. This is what I have achieved. This was not who I am last year. And yet just being able to see how much you've accomplished is such an important part of also growing and really appreciating ourselves and reminding ourselves that we are so freaking capable. I mean, isn't that such an empowering feeling? And so, yeah, I think the stillness also affords us the time to really celebrate and remind ourselves how powerful, how capable we are. And yeah, that is a wonderful feeling. We deserve to feel that way. Other than that, I would say that the stillness also just really gave me the time to not take life so seriously and really just do things just because I want to. And yeah, just really embrace who I am when I'm not doing things that I feel like I have to do. I mean, I don't feel that way about my work. I love to dance. I love being able to move. But it's also just nice to be able to know who I am as a human being. A human being that doesn't have to do a certain thing because she's reaching for something. So yeah, I remember I was just like doing my morning routine, and after meditating, after journaling, after doing my mirror work, that's also something that I started doing is mirror work. And thanks to Louise Hay, yeah, I have been getting into it, and it has helped me a lot with my healing and really just honing in on self-love. So yeah, besides that, I was really just giving myself the time during the day to blast some music and really just dance, dance without like some sort of structure or choreography. It's a different thing. I love to dance, but I think there is also a different void that it feels when you're just moving freely. And yeah, I was able to enjoy so much of that. Like, oh my goodness, you guys, I was actually like jumping and dancing on top of my couch. And I was just really having fun. I was enjoying my own company. And yeah, actually last week too, I just really felt this urge to retreat, which is kind of surprising because I'm actually more extroverted. But, like even as extroverts, we also need the time for ourselves to recharge and really just be with ourselves and enjoy our own company. So, yeah, I mean, also just being in stillness allows me to really appreciate and be grateful for the simplest things in life. With that, I just really want to end this episode by mentioning 3 things that I'm currently grateful for. I am grateful that I now have this platform, this new outlet of expression, and just being able to share it with others. I am grateful that it is sunny today, even though we're still in winter, but I am truly grateful that the sun is out. I don't know, it's such a great feeling to know when the sun is out, and I feel like we're all just like better people when it's sunny. And yeah, I'm also just really grateful for my breath, for being alive for another day. And yeah, it's just as simple as those things. And yeah, to end this episode, I think that's the beauty of stillness, is that we truly get to appreciate who we are in our most authentic form. And it also allows us to really appreciate the simplest things in life and know that there is so much beauty in simplicity. Hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope that you get to follow along for more. And yeah, I truly appreciate you guys taking the time to even listen to this. So yeah, I hope that you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.